Hey everyone, this is Jeremy and Natasha, and guess what? We got the scoop for you today, so stick around and see what we got for you.
Hey everyone, I'm Natasha.
And I'm Jeremy.
And welcome to We Got the Scoop. Donald Trump is in the news again, per usual. Trump's trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers over Russia and James Comey. We are also talking about gun control, and we're excited to finally be revealing the results of our Ancestry.com DNA results.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yo, how are you?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Awesome. I'm excited to be doing this podcast. This is our second podcast.
Yes.
The last one got some pretty good feedback, and so we're excited about this second one and the topics that we're going to be talking about today.
Yep. Lots to talk about.
Awesome. All right, so with our first topic, recently in the news, the world has been in an outrage over the Syrian regime using chemical weapons on its own people. The last time this happened, the U.S. issued a missile strike on one of its air bases, and this time, Russian leadership threatened to shoot down any missile that would be headed towards Syria. Donald Trump tweeted out, "Get ready, Russia, because they'll be coming nice and new and smart." Then he backtracks and tweets out, "Never said when an attack on Syria would take place. Could be very soon or not soon at all." But on this past Friday night, the U.S., France, and Britain issued an attack at the center of Syria's chemical weapons. Now, James Comey has done his very first interview since being fired by Trump with ABC, and Trump decided to go in on Comey, saying that in a series of tweets that Comey is a proven leaker and liar. He said that Comey, is weak and untruthful, slimeball, a terrible FBI director. Now, what's crazy to me about all of this is that, from day one, from the beginning, Donald Trump has just really it's been crazy in the White House. Even his campaign, it started out really crazy. So, all the whole, leak about, grab her in the vagina and, he just being a bully on social media and in the news, talking about Roseanne, talking about that news person that had the deficiency. I mean, this guy is crazy.
Yeah, he is. I want to say I went back and I looked at some of the pictures and the videos of the people in Syria that are being affected by the chemical weapons, and it was really sad to see all of the kids and the women and it's really tough to watch and see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, when I saw it, I thought it was really crazy too, and I believe that America should have done exactly what it did.
So you agree with them?
Oh yeah, I agree in that aspect. I agree that yes, we should, attempt to be the moral authority, in the world to an extent. But the problem is that a lot of problem that people have is that America being the total authority when we've done so much wrong to people, here in our own country, and we're not trying to right those wrongs.
Right, because I think a lot of people have been talking about how we were quick to go and help Syria and what's going on there, but we're not quick to help the people of Flint, Michigan.
Exactly.
They don't have clean water.
Exactly.
And so that's the thought too.
Exactly. You kind of changed it up on me about what I was saying about Donald Trump. You didn't really state your opinion about that. What do you think about just the overall, just from him? Because I remember when we first, saw that he was going for presidency, we thought it was a joke.
We did. We thought it was publicity.
Yeah.
And then after he won, we were like, did they really do that?
Exactly.
But since he's been in office, it's to be honest, I don't really keep up with a lot of it because it all seems like it's just drama.
It's a lot.
It's people leaving, people getting fired or people quitting or people resigning. So it's just it looks like a freak show. It's a lot going on.
What I'm very interested in seeing that though. Today is the interview with James Comey. I'm really interested to see that.
And he's going to be talking about his new book.
Well, he's going to be talking about a little bit of his book. He's going to be talking about, the Trump White House, what he's seeing, what his perspective is on President Trump and things like that.
You think he's going to be honest and just...
I think he's going to be as honest as he can be, considering that he was, the former FBI director. I don't think he can say everything, but I think he's going to be real transparent in, what some things that we want to know. That's what I think. Because Donald Trump has really slandered him a little bit. I think that he's just kind of tired of being, slandered and being talked about. Like I said, Trump, he's tweeted out that he was a slime ball. He said that he was the worst, terrible FBI director. He said
This
that
guy's
he.
childish.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump is crazy, man. They need to take away this guy's Twitter, and he received a lot of backlash behind saying, broadcasting on Twitter that we were going to be bombing Syria.
Yeah, I mean, some things that, a lot of things that he tweets out are not necessary for all of us to see. I
Well,
think that he should keep some stuff to himself.
I think if you're going to be bombing a country, you don't necessarily want to tweet it out on Twitter that you're going to
Right,
be bombing. The
exactly.
president of the United States should not be
Exactly.
tweeting out what we're going to be doing.
He needs a publicist that needs to be running his Twitter.
He needs
because they
somebody
let him have way too much
I
control
think
over Twitter
the
account.
owners of Twitter should be shutting down his account so that he can't tweet out anything at all.
Give him a 30 or 60 day time off. They'll close your
Yeah, that's what he needs. You need vacation.
think about
Twitter,
it.
It's really crazy that
Right.
But I don't know about you, but I'm hoping for impeachment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's already started. They're trying to get him impeached.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
some would say he shouldn't have been elected in the first place,
Well,
but
of course, but what it's crazy, but the what Donald Trump has done to America is just expose those people who were in hiding, pretty
right.
much, because we for a lot of people thought that racism had gone away, but the reality is that racism is still alive and well in the United States, and
It
it
is.
hasn't gone anywhere. It was just it was just covert. People were hiding it.
Right.
They call you a nigga behind your back. They are either they wouldn't give you the job because you were black or brown skin. They wouldn't give you the loan. I think who was it? Well, one of these car dealerships was giving black people higher interest rates
Yeah, I've
than
heard
they were
about that.
giving. I forgot who it was, but
Well, it's really the finance companies, but yeah.
yeah, well,
They go by your name.
but
And if
it
your
was one
name is
specific. No, it was one
Oh,
specific
okay.
dealership. Not I forgot who it was that they were giving black people higher interest rates
Right.
because they were black,
Right.
and it was a whole big thing. I forgot exactly who it is, but I will follow up. I will follow up. But yeah, but it's still alive and well, and and it's crazy that we're still having to deal with that in America. But it's really not that crazy when you think about South Africa and how apartheid just ended not too long ago, and so it's not really that crazy to think that there's still racism in America. I think there's always going to be racism,
Right.
and I think Donald Trump is just bringing it out. He's making certain white people feel like they don't have to be covert anymore. They can just be out in the open. But one thing that I think these racist people need to realize that they're not dealing with the same generation that they were when my great grandparents and great great grandparents were alive. This
True
generation
story.
this generation ain't go. They didn't march with Dr. King. They didn't. They don't believe in that peaceful protest.
I think people are just tired.
Yeah, they are, and you know what?
And once you get tired,
Yeah,
marching and stuff ain't gonna do the trick.
yeah.
Not that that's not effective.
Yeah,
because it was effective for them, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah, we we shall overcome.
Amen. And I will be watching that interview tonight with James Comey to see what he
Oh
has
yeah, I'm
to
definitely
say.
going to be watching the interview. And in closing this topic, I want to follow with a quote from James Comey in his book called A Higher Loyalty. He says, "This president is unethical and untethered to truth and institutional values. His leadership is transactional, ego-driven, and about personal loyalty." Wow, and it says a lot about
That
someone
sums
who,
it up.
yeah, it really does sum it up. All right, on to our next topic.
We've been dealing with the issue of gun control for a long time. At the center of the conversation, you will always find the National Rifle Association. Recently, we all know that the shooting that killed and hurt so many in Florida that sparked the March for Our Lives. City and states all across the country are sparking conversations around gun control and placing bans on assault rifles.
Yeah. There's a lot of that craziness going on around. Well, it's been going on for a long time, but
Right.
I think people again, it's just like Pat, the issue we just talked about. People are getting tired of people walking into schools, shooting up the place. Just the gun violence on the streets. Just people are getting tired of all of that.
Yeah, we just really need a solution, and
Yeah.
it's hard. I think that it's going to be hard because I feel like half of the people in America are for the gun control, and the other
Yeah.
half aren't.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you do at this point? I don't think the solution is giving teachers guns in schools.
No, no,
I don't think that's a solution at
no.
all. I think that's going to only make things worse.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know where and I know Donald Trump was the one who brought that up, and it speaks to how crazy he is that he think that you can put teachers guns in teachers' hands and expect them to teach and to have to be able to come to the aid in case of a shooter coming in. It's
I mean,
crazy.
hold on. Just think back to when you were in elementary and middle school. Think back to some of your teachers. Can you imagine some of them
Oh
having
man,
guns?
let me tell you something.
At school?
I know my calling, and that's why I'm not a teacher. And to be honest with you, if I was a teacher and I had a gun in my hand, and I believe me, I've seen what goes on, what some of these students do in some of these schools. I'd be done pistol whipped with some of these kids myself. Because what happens is that these parents they send their kids to school and they don't teach them at home, and then they go to school and they act up, and they you've seen all kind of videos on social media how these kids disobey these teachers. Man, I've been pistol whipped one of these kids.
Yeah, but and see that's why these teachers don't need guns.
They don't need guns
Because if you had all these kids who aren't, they haven't been trained at home on how to act and how to be respectful, then they can escalate, and who knows, even a kid could get a hold of the teacher's gun. We don't know what could happen. In that case, so that's pretty scary. And
I think that we got to find an equal balance because me personally, I believe in gun ownership. I don't believe that assault rifles should be so easily accessible. I believe that there should not be a ban on assault rifles, but I believe that it should be harder for people to get those type of weapons. You have to go through a little bit more than the average gun owner to be able to get certain levels of weapons. And then because like I said, I believe in gun ownership. I believe that if you want an assault rifle, fine, you should have one, but the right people should own those guns. The people who have the mental capacity to be able to own it. The people who will put whatever work in and whatever that looks like. I don't know, but to be able to put the work in to be able to get the gun to own it, they should be able to be it should be a little bit more tougher to be able to get it. But I believe in gun ownership.
I do also in a way, but I also feel like even if they put all these laws into effect on who can buy a gun and what you have to have in order to buy a gun, I still think that people will be buying them underground. I still think that they'll find a way.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to go and shoot up a school or whatever they want to do, I still think they can find a way to get a gun, just like you can find drugs.
I agree with that.
So is that really gonna stop anything?
I agree, but I think I don't know. That's a tough one, and this is tough, and I guess this is why it haven't really been resolved yet because it's not just something easy that you can just say, hey, just go create legislation and it's going to stop because it's not what's going to happen. And there is the argument that so you create legislation behind guns, you take the people's guns away, and then now the people who are they are going to get them underground.
Right
now they have all the guns, and
we don't have none.
Exactly, we don't have none, and we can't really protect ourselves. So I
wonder how the other nations. Sorry to cut you off, but I wonder how the other nations handle this because America has the highest number of deaths among any other developed nation. So I wonder how it works, how they handling their.
I don't think Canada, they don't have guns in Canada.
So we just got crazy people here.
No,
that's what I'm thinking. It's the people.
No, they're crazy people in Canada as well. But I think they just handle it a little bit different. But I heard that the whole culture in Canada is different. I've never been to Canada, so I don't know. Shout out to Canada.
I would
Canada,
love to go.
our home and native land. But I don't know how they deal with it. But I know they don't have, they don't allow their citizens to have guns in Canada. But I'm sure people have guns in Canada.
I mean, anything you say you can't. Anytime you say you can't have something, people have it.
Yeah, people are.
There's always somebody selling it.
Yeah.
So in the hood or wherever you might be.
And just this year alone, there's been a lot of different school shootings, and this would kind of spark the whole conversation. And what Tasha talked about earlier about the March for Our Lives movement, where children are marching, walking out of classrooms and saying, "Hey, we want gun control, and we want laws around it." And just this year alone, we've seen Lexington Park, Maryland, Seaside, California, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Norfolk, Virginia, Itta Mississippi, Savannah, Georgia, Parkland, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, and there's 6 other school shootings that have occurred this year, according to CNN. And that's why it's a lot of schools. That's a lot of schools, and so
Sad.
we're praying for everyone who's impacted by any kind of school shooting or anything else like that. People who've lost their lives, the family members of those who've lost their lives. We're praying for all of those people, and we hope that God brings peace and He brings restoration to
Amen.
those families. But in a nutshell, me personally, I believe in gun control, but I do believe that we should find some kind of common ground to be able to, keep our guns, but be able to restrict it a little bit more. Now, on to our third topic. This topic is a very special topic to Natasha. She's been so annoying since the time we found out
Whatever.
our Ancestry.com DNA results. And today well, to be honest, we're both kind of excited to be able to expose and reveal, our ethnicity, regions, and where we come from. I think everybody should find this out.
Oh yeah. I mean, it gives you detailed information from where you're from, and I think it's just a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think especially like in America, America is such a big melting pot of different cultures,
Right.
and if you especially if your family been here for a long time, y'all mixed into all kind of different stuff.
Correct.
And so it's good to kind of to know where you come from, know your history, because I have Caucasian friends who know where their people are from.
Right, right.
And they can they don't have to do this. To know exactly where they're from, but they know that they have family in Italy, or they know they have family over into France or Europe or wherever.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that because our people came. You might want.
We might still have some family over there in Mother Africa. But here we go to our results. I just thought about that you mentioned.
We might have some family in Mother Africa. I don't know. We need to find it out.
My next project.
So let us know where you from, because I know you're excited. Go ahead and let people. Tasha wants to let y'all know whether she's from Wakanda or not. So go ahead.
Wakanda forever. Okay, so mine runs as Benin and Togo, which I came up 28% Benin and Togo. 14% Mali, 12% Bantu, 11% Ghana, 8% Congo, 6% Nigerian, 6% Senegal. Okay, so all that sums up to, according to the DNA results, about 86%. And then I have some Great Britain, some Russia, some Central Hunter Gatherers, that's European, Scandinavian, Caucasus, Ireland, Africa North, Europe South, and a little bit of Middle East.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm all over the place if you look at the map.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm Africa, and I'm proud to be African. There you go.
So Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah. All right. So and now mine, on the other hand, I have 30% of my DNA, my ethnicity is Ghana, and they're part of the Ivory Coast. 16% is Great Britain. 11% is Benin Togo. 11% Senegal. I have 10% Africa Southeastern Bantu. 4% Native American. And then some of the lesser regions I have like Scotland, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, the Congo, Cameroon, Nigeria, the Iberian Peninsula, some of North Africa. I have a little bit of European Jewish in me. Got some Europe and Mali. Yeah, I'm from the line of Abraham. You don't know. I'm from the line of Abraham. I receive all the blood blessings and the spiritual blessings.
Amen.
Everybody ain't able.
Hey,
But yeah,
well, that's
so
awesome.
most of it, I think it was like 60 or 70% African, and
Right.
then the rest, other 30% was pretty much
European.
European,
Right.
and in which I know that because from my last name, that's a
French.
lot of those are that's French, and a lot of those are the Fusiliers, they're white,
Right.
they're
Right.
Caucasian. And yeah, and then most, if you see my family, a lot of them, most of them are light skin on my dad's side. So then that's that mixture of the blacks, slave owners. They were dipping. They were dipping.
Wow.
They were dipping.
Yeah, but I think it's a good idea for everyone to go and get this test done. It doesn't cost that much. Even after my results came in, it matched me to over 400 cousins that
Wow.
I didn't know that I had, from
Yeah.
first cousin on until until sixth
Six to
cousin.
eight. Yeah.
Yep, and then it goes from 6 to 8 if you want to know that. So technically, it matched me to over 1,000 people, but after the 400, it was like 6 to 8 cousins. But it's really neat. You can reach out to these people if you
Yeah.
wanted to, which I'm probably not going to. We're just gonna be related, and that's gonna be that. But it's a neat test to get.
Yeah, it's really good because, and like I said, I mean, a lot of people, especially African Americans, because of slavery, we don't really know, where exactly we come from,
Right.
and for those who are able, it's really good to be able to go back to your native land
Right.
and visit and see, hey,
One day.
and experience what your culture was somewhat like,
Yep.
and what they're doing today. And but it's really cool because like I said, I know friends who are Caucasian friends who actually do get to go back, where their people are, and they can tie back to where they are. Even Hispanics can tie back to Mexico, or Spain, somewhere, But African Americans, for us, we can't do that. And so this is an opportunity for us to be able to see exactly, where we're from, learn, do research, learn the culture. It gives you a starting point to be able, like you said, to reach those cousins and those aunts and stuff like that, and get more information about the family.
Yeah, that's pretty
Because even
cool.
like before we did this, I reached out to like a cousin or so to kind of ask, because my dad wasn't in my life, so I don't have that side to I don't even know,
Right.
but my last name is French, but I don't know where it's from. I
Right.
found out the meaning of it, and stuff like that. And it's easy to find out the meaning of your last name or get certain information, but to really know, where you actually come from is pretty cool.
It is.
All right, y'all, it's time for the word of the week.
Yep.
All right, so our word of the week is coming from Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 22 through 24, which says, "For what hath man of all his labor and of all the vexation of his heart, wherein he hath labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief, yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw that it was from the hand of God." See, many people go through their entire life, they're working and toiling, and they rarely get to enjoy the works of their hand. There's so many people who do not get to enjoy life. They don't get the taste of fine dining cuisine. They don't get to explore the world. Neither do they get to enjoy the relationship of friends and family. In my mind, it's a sad person who lives to pay bills and to dedicate their lives to just going about the hustle of the rat race. Solomon here, he poses a question. He asks, what do people get in this life for all their hard work and anxiety? Your days are filled with pain and grief. Even at night, your minds can't rest. He says that it's all meaningless. He came to a conclusion that there was nothing better than to enjoy food and drink and find satisfaction in work. And he realized that the pleasures of life are from the hand of God. The point out that I want to make to you all today is that there is more to life than just your normal routine. Sometimes you need to stop and smell the flowers, as they say, and enjoy the little things of life. Spend time with your family. Enjoy your meal with as many friends and family as you can meet, and have a vacation here or there. And if you can't afford to have a vacation, have a staycation and explore your own town or state. See, many Christians that I know are waiting for their joy and fulfillment in heaven. But but as a child of God, you can enjoy life here on this earth. There's plenty of happiness as a Christian outside of going to church and attending revivals. You don't have to wait to have your best life. You can have your best life today.
Amen. Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can stream us on facebook.com/gottthescoop or blogtalkradio.com/we got the scoop. You can also stream us on YouTube by searching We Got the